I've just bought myself the cheapest gas stove on Amazon, so let's test it out and see if it's any good. As I'm running a little bit low on stoves, I thought I'd find the cheapest stove available on Amazon. So I've bought myself the E-Tang camping stove for £5.82. Less than a day later, this comes through the letterbox. The stove arrived in this little pouch. Looks like some kind of Cordura. I'm not sure what the material is, to be honest with you. It does come in two pieces. So you've got the main burner here, and this is the adapter valve that connects to your gas canister. Everything weighs in at 228 grams, but if you didn't want to take the little bag, it weighs in at 198 grams for just the stove. It does come in two pieces, so there's a threaded brass tube on here which screws into the bottom of the burner, and then you've just got your regulator on here like you have on most of this kind of stove. The arms on the stove just fold out if you want to use a larger pot or pan, but you can use the stove with the arms folded in if you want, if you decided you wanted to use a small diameter pot. As you may have seen in some of my other videos, I use stoves from a variety of different price ranges, from the Jetboil Minimo, which is about £150, down to, you know, homemade stoves from a beer can. So I thought today I'd try something from the lower end of the price range. £5.82 is pretty cheap, and see if it's something that you could get away with on your camping trips. So here's a closer look at the stove burner. As you can see, there's a little rubber seal that goes onto your gas canister. If you want to take the burner apart, this thread seems a pretty good fit. However, there's no sort of seal on there. And there's some kind of spring in there. Not sure what that's all about, but I'm assuming it's just to give some kind of gap and airflow in there. So these pot support arms have got little serrated edges on there. They're not very sharp though, so I'm not sure. And it grips okay. I'll put it back together and we'll get it fired up. So the burner screws onto the canister very easily. That little rubber seal makes it so it's a good fit. I've picked up one of these MSR piezo igniters. Believe it or not, this costs twice as much as the stove. So this was about 11 quid for £5.80 stove. Right, moment of truth. Seems alright actually, that. So that's pretty much full. And it looks like it's got a really good simmer control as well. So you can get the flame to virtually nothing. That's alright, that. So let's get some water in the pot and see how quickly this boils it. Just go for half a litre. It's a lot quieter than the Pocket Rocket 2. Starting to get a little bit of action. I'm only 2 minutes 15 seconds in. Call that a boil. 444. So it's not Pocket Rocket 2 or Jetboil performance, but this was £5.82 including next day delivery, so I don't think you can grumble at that. I'll let it cool down, then we'll give it a quick test outdoors. There's a little bit of snow left and it's -3 degrees, so it should be a good test. I think I'll stand for this one. Let's do this quickly. You might just be able to see the wind having a bit of an effect on the flame. Just about to run out of gas. So that's a failure on my part. Well, that was a fail, running out of gas. But I've got no doubt at all that it would have boiled the water okay, albeit a little bit slower than doing it on the table indoors. The stove is quite hot to touch though. These bits are cold, but this bottom here was warm taking it off the canister. I can pick it up, but I think with this stove you're going to have to leave it a little while so you're not be cooking and then putting it straight back in your pack. I think because this stove's made of heavier metals like brass and steel, that's why it's retaining some of the heat a lot longer than some of the other lightweight stoves you can get. I've got no idea how they manufacture these and ship them out for the price that they do. There are definitely stoves out there that are better performance than this, and there's a lot lighter weight stoves as well. However, 228 grams isn't too bad. But when it comes to price, on Amazon especially, you're not going to find a cheaper gas stove than this. Not on Prime anyway. I've seen them a little bit cheaper, but you do have to pay more for the delivery. And I think for £5.82 it's a bargain. If you're just starting out or you haven't got a lot of money, then it might be worth looking at this stove. You can take it apart and it packs down really small. And this little bag keeps everything nice and tidy. I'll drop a link to this little stove in the description below if you want to check it out. And if there's any more budget gear that you'd like me to take a look at, then drop a comment below and I'll see what I can do. So I'll see you next time, and with a bit of luck I'll have picked up some more gas.